I don't know about you, but I've always found philosophical thought to be one of the most entertaining pastimes in life, as it's not one of those activities that's reduced to winners and losers, rules and regulations, and nitwits coming in and being like, no, you can't do that, that's cheating. Cheating? Really? It can be nice and calming when you want it to be calming. If you've had a bad day, it can be absolutely maddening. When you get to the end of that bad day, you sit down, close your eyes, and suddenly, the allegory of the cave, Schrodinger's cat. Can philosophy just fuck off for once? I love philosophy. I love the expression of philosophy. I love the conversations around philosophy. But what is the meaning of life? Is a stupid f***ing question. Why? Well, because my name is Billy Liar, and you are watching The Sixth Floor.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
Was that?
Let's put the meaning of life aside for a second, and think about the concept of north. Where is north? To those of you who immediately pointed, well done. Your ability to point doesn't mean anything here.
You say a joke, no laughs. What do you do?
Theoretically, asking someone where north is will lead you on a journey to the North Pole. As you get closer and closer, you keep asking people, where is north, where is north? And just to make sure you don't fall off course, they keep pointing you back in the right direction until one day, let's say, you reach the North Pole. Standing next to the North Pole is someone who lives there. You ask them, where's north of here? Can you point me in the direction of north? It would be a question with no answer. You can't go further north. You are at north. So a satisfying answer to that question doesn't exist. While an obviously different type of question, the concept of north serves as an example of how you can ask a question that sounds logically reasonable, but doesn't really have an answer. What is the meaning of life? Is a question with no answer. It's as arbitrary as asking what the colour red tastes like. And while you can imagine people debating between love and strawberries, it doesn't fucking matter. There's no answer to that question. The question doesn't have some correct answer stored behind one of these intellectual doors you might knock on and potentially open to find, correct answer? I haven't seen you in a while. Life is merely a passage of time that we humans conceptualize to be long. I mean, it's like sort of everything to us. My life is infinite to me. I cannot remember a time before I was born. That is, for me, where time sort of started, really. But when you compare that to the scales of time that other things exist in, their lives, if you will, ours is really no time at all. You wouldn't ask, what's the meaning of 10 minutes, would you? No, it'd be stupid. I suppose what the question is really trying to ask is, what is the correct thing to spend your life doing? It's a more valuable question, as you could actually begin to try and answer that. What is the most valuable thing to spend your time doing? And I think if you were to ask, Mother Nature, what she thinks the best thing you could spend your time doing is, she'd probably tell you to recreate. Is there really any other objective point to life? The drive to recreate is what turned us from fish to monkeys to man, and now whatever you see before you hear. So, is there really any other point? Maybe that is the answer. But surely f***ing all the time isn't your idea of a strong, good, fulfilled life, is it, Billy? For many of you, recreating isn't the single most important thing in your life. So we face this sort of mass rejection of the only natural answer to an otherwise impossible question. We are dealing with a question that's complexities are simply the product of human beings' will to overcomplicate things and add meaning where maybe there isn't any. Just fucking isn't good enough to get us out of bed in the morning, so it can't be the answer. Why? Because you don't like the answer? To live in fear of the truth is in some ways to not live at all. As Albert Camus once said, and ChatGPT most recently told me, life has no meaning. And that's not a tragedy, it's a creative responsibility. It is the recognition of the meaninglessness of life that allows you to begin down the path of self-exploration, discovery, and building a life that you want to live, not the fucking rest of us. If I was king tomorrow, I wouldn't legislate against the pondering of this question, but I would try and urge people to begin down the path instead of trying to figure out, oh, how many steps is it going to take? Will I get there quicker if I jog, or will I get tired fast? Live, man. Don't start worrying about this sort of thing. Just go out, do, enjoy, suffer, do whatever you need to do, but just start. Everyone's methods are different, everyone's goals are different, so just find your own. Go get it, champ. Get money, get freedom, get laziness, get sleep, wake up, get sick, get well, get loved, get lost, get your index finger, move it over to your screen, find that subscribe button, and tap it.